Hello everybody, this is Waldorf.
And this is Statler.
And now we have Battle Report 178.
178.
We got 22 games to plan something big.
Do we?
Battle Report 200 has to be something big,
There
right?
you go. I suppose it does.
Kingdom of
That's
Equitaine.
what we said at 100. It didn't work out that well.
Yeah, we did. I thought 100 was a big game.
Was it the big game? Oh,
Pretty
okay.
sure it was.
Oh,
I'd have
all
to
right.
go back and check.
Indeed.
Kingdom of Equitaine versus Highborn Elves.
So dusting off your knights.
Dusting off my knights and seeing what I like. I'm getting the urge to play Equitaine again. So, army list. I have a Duke who's the general. He's got the Questing Vow, Shield, Touch of Greatness, Crusader's Salvation, Virtue of Daring, and the Barded Warhorse. So I got rid of the Virtue of Renown from what I used to play all the time.
Right.
Because it was not doing anything for me at all in certain situations.
Right.
So I made him just a little bit better in general combat. He can go to great weapon or whatever and be fantastic. So anyway, we'll see how he does. The next Duke I have is the Killy guy. The Virtue of Might, Shield, Divine Judgment, Assault Infusion, Dusk Forged Armor, Potion of Swiftness, and Barded Warhorse. So the guy on top has the 1-up rerollable armor, followed by his ward save.
Right.
Second guy has a 1-up armor, rerollable, or ward save. Because of the basalt, you have to take a choice.
Right.
So both well protected. I kind of like that.
And you went Questing Vow for the guy on top.
I did, because the Questing Vow gives him that extra bump and if something big comes into the unit.
Yeah.
And then he pulls out a great weapon with a touch of greatness on it.
Right.
And now he's strength 7. Yeah, with +1 to hit. Not bad. Paladin as a BSB with the Virtue of Piety, Faith of Percival,
Oh, okay.
and Barded Warhorse. So this guy, the idea, his Virtue of Piety brings the whole unit down to a 5-up ward.
Right.
And the Faith of Percival brings his ward down to 4. Of course, he is only a 2-up armor. And then the ward save, so he's counting on his ward. Only a 2. Something's wrong with him.
Yeah.
I could anyway. And then a damsel with the Master of Druidism on a warhorse.
Okay. Going Druidism. All right.
Going Druidism. 11 Knights of the Realm, full command, Banner of the Last Charge. 8 Knights of the Realm with full command. 6 Knights Aspirant with a champ. 8 Knights of the Grail with full command. And this unit is going to be in every Equitaine list I write. 10 Brigands, the Elves in Disguise. 5 Yeoman Outriders, Light Lance and Shield, so they've got the 4-up save. And 3 Peg Knights.
Okay.
With Skirmish.
Okay.
Guess I should have put that.
Should have.
This is the list. This is not the exact list I'm going up against, but it's close. Anyway.
Wasn't as good, but you wanted to make it look more.
No, I'm
menacing.
pretty sure it's mostly correct. The guy I was playing said he tweaked it a bit. He tweaked some things, and I caught most of them, but I don't know if I caught everything. But anyway, High Prince, Master of the Carnarvon Tower, on foot with the Sliver of the Blazing Dawn. That's the one every hit becomes 2. What else? Queen's Companion Commander. It's a BSB, Halberd, Longbow, Moonlight Arrows, Talisman of the Void, and a Mage is an Adept of Cosmology. So he's channeling. He's actually channeling 3, because all 3 characters channel. So it's actually kind of nice. Moving on, 2 units of spears, 24 and 25, somewhere around there. 12 archers. Both the spear units with banners of Rima. Archers with a musician. 25 flame wardens with full command in the rending banner. Pair of eagles, reaver chariot. 11 Queen's Guard with the banner of becalming. It's the one that they steal a veil token from your opponent. 2 reapers and a sky slip. So we rolled off scenario. We just rolled randomly, and we got the I think it's the Dawn Assault, where I deploy all but the 18 inches to my right. He deploys all but the 18 inches to the left of what you're seeing here. So I got to pick sides. I chose this side. I did not want to give him this ruin to set up his army in,
Okay, doing it as a ruin. Okay.
and make me come through. Terrain-wise, there's a pair of hills, a ruin on the right, forest in the middle, field in the back. Over on the right was the tower was impassable.
Okay.
And two fences.
And two random
off
fences.
to the left, I think, was a water feature. I'm not sure what that is off the left.
We'll see at some point.
It was a map. It was a map out of the map pack.
Okay.
So he wanted to play a map out of the map pack. So I said, sure, no problem. So this is what we put together. And then the scenario was the Spoils of War. Those are the 3 tokens out there. Well, 2 of them. One of them's just off the screen to the left. So he chose, I picked sides. He chose to let me deploy first, to deploy the first unit. So I dropped everything with the intention of going first. Because, I kind of know where he's going to be. The only thing that could be kind of a variable, he could choose a unit to leave off in ambush, but he did not. Up on the top, you can see that's his Sky Sloop on the left.
Yep.
The Reaper, Spears, Flame Wardens, a unit of regular bows with the Mage in it in the center behind the Flame Wardens.
Okay.
Another unit of Spears to the right, and the Queen's Guard to the far right.
Okay.
You can't see the chariot, it's behind the tower. The Reaver chariot. So, I drop everything with the intention of go first. I vanguard up with my mounted yeoman, and then I elect not to go for the blessing. Looking at his army, the only thing he's got strength 5, are the single shot bolt throwers.
Right.
And a few other things.
And the Sky Sloop.
The Sky Sloop strength 5, correct. So that's, I'm looking at that and I'm like, okay, I'll go first and take that penalty. I'm okay with that. So I tried it, see how it went. So with first turn, there we go. There's the Reaper chariot hiding over there. So it's been a while since I played, apparently, because moving down off the hill, I decided to park 2 inches away from the Spoils of War token instead of just shifting that unit over by 2 inches and starting the next turn on it. Somehow, I thought this was a good idea. On the far left is the Duke with the multi-wound Virtue of Might, riding out there by himself.
Okay.
Daring something to shoot at him.
Daring the Sky Sloop to open up on him.
Correct. A unit of the aspirants up front with 6 wide, heading to take care of that bolt thrower. I'm 17 inches away from the bolt thrower, if I remember correctly, and they get a reroll on their charge, so he can't leave them there. This is my big unit of Knights of the Realm with the Banner of the Last Charge. You can see my damsel hiding out in that unit. The smaller unit of the Knights of the Realm currently has my general and the BSB joining them.
I guess there's 2 characters in there, yeah.
And the Grail Knights leading the charge with the yeoman behind them. I don't want to lose my chaff early.
Right.
So held them back a little bit. Further off to the right, you can see there are my Peg Knights and my
Brigands.
Brigands have just wandered through the...
They're not very brigand looking.
They're not. I need to get my other... I've got the other ones that are the brownish ones.
Right.
They look more brigandy than these guys. So they moved their distance over here to the right side of the ruin and took some pot shots at that chariot. Have I mentioned these guys are fantastic? They move, shoot 30 inches, and hit on 4s.
At long range.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at 30 inches.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know about ridiculous, but
Well,
still only strength 3.
yeah, but for the cost. I mean,
I like
they're
the
better
unit.
than Elven Archers and cost less.
Yeah, I like the unit.
But anyway, I'm in love with the unit right now. So anyway, so that's we have that. As you can see, I put put 2 wounds on the Reaver Chariot, one away from killing it. So there we have it. Looking at turn 2 coming up, and that's his dice bin.
Oh, okay.
It's not a new piece of terrain.
large pillar of
Just
of
appears.
death, yeah.
Yeah, and of course, I mentioned to him. I was like, "Oh, look, that was fairly smart of me to stay away from that token, wasn't it?"
Well, maybe he wouldn't notice now. You can just squeeze you guys over because
Yeah,
the big
just
tray's
when he's
in the
not
way.
looking. Yeah.
The-
Oh, I'm sorry. They must have got bumped.
yeah.
Yeah, no. So he's measuring his Reaver Chariot into my Peg Knights, declares the charge, and I flee.
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of dumb. I still think it was kind of dumb for me to flee. I mean, he hits me, I've got a 4-up armor and a 6-up ward.
Yeah,
Even if he wounds me, and even his impacts have to wound me on 3s. He's got he rolls his impact. Say he gets 4, 2.5 wound me. I save at least 1. I probably could have just stayed and shook it off, but I didn't want to give the 1 wound chariot a way to go out.
I said maybe he could.
Or he could have rolled a 6, and they could have all wounded.
You only have 6 wounds, so
Yeah. So anyway, I took the safe bet and fled.
The safer bet would have not been put in front of him.
No, I wanted to, because he really does. The other thing I was thinking too is he's really got nothing to go into, and now I've pulled him out from around behind the building, and my archers all have pure line of sight to him.
Well, the bolt throwers.
What's that?
They're good for going after the bolt throwers.
Those guys?
Yeah.
Well, I can't go out in that field. There's the Queen's Guard right there on the other side of that tower.
Yeah.
If I go out in the field, those guys are dead.
Yeah.
And there's no knights near them, so they're not
Right.
gonna save. I mean, they're not gonna stand. Anyway, so that was my thought there. So they ran from them. Elsewhere on the left, you can see he brought his eagle up. His other eagle is up there on the back side of the tower.
Yep. See it poking out.
But he is as you said, he is poking out. And the sky sloop moved off to the left and did the thing where he puts it on the hill so it can see over the hill and gets a cover bonus.
Right.
Now, I did find out that when you're doing this, when I looked at the rules and read them closely, when you do this, you do not get the benefit from shooting from on top of the hill. So he can't shoot over units.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah. So there is that. That's the penalty to this. Because it was kind of irritating that there was no penalty to it. And I went and looked. Unless he's got half his base on the hill, he doesn't count as being on it for line of sight.
Oh, correct.
For
Correct.
some purposes.
Right.
Anyway. So, magic, he casts, I think it's whatever it is. One of the one of the cosmology spells that
Okay.
punishes knights. Anyway, so he kills 2 knights out of this unit. There he goes. What else?
Plopped an eagle in front.
What's that?
It says plopped an eagle in front.
Why did the... okay, and then we're moving on. And then we go into shooting. And the sky sloop opens up, kills a couple of my knights. They pass their panic check. So I'm like, okay. Now all I got to do is survive the bolt thrower, and I've already passed my panic check. And the bolt thrower kills 3 more. So 1 out of 6 is left.
Okay.
But they do hold, and they're good. And they got that. Moving on. And over on the other side is shooting. I do not so great on my armor saves. Lose a couple Grail Knights to his Strength 3 and Strength 4 bowfire. Maybe it was the other one. I thought there's also the whatchamacallit, Reaper back there.
Right, the other bolt thrower.
So between all that, they kill a couple Grail Knights. My last guy remaining decides to go at that, get some revenge and go at that Reaper. The Sky Sloop is too far back for anybody else to go at. And the big Knights go at the Eagle.
Okay.
Clear off his chaff.
That should do it.
So as you saw before, the eagle was poking out from behind the back of the tower. So the Grail Knights declare a charge at the eagle. It flees. The Grail Knights redirected into the chariot, which was over there in that area. Right. Because my other redirect target was the Flame Wardens.
Yeah.
So I redirected into the chariot. It fled, went through the eagle that had already fled, and pushed itself off the board.
Okay.
Did not cause a panic check in anything over there. On the left side, my guy made it, and now all he has to do is wound me, and it's going to be all over.
Now all you have to do is win.
I don't even care if I win. I just need to not die.
Yeah.
So do that.
That probably means winning.
If he doesn't wound me, I either win or die.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't wound me,
right.
I win because I charged. Anyway, so Mr. Duke over here on the left decides to roll right up. He doesn't care a bit about that sky sloop behind him.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, he just doesn't care.
I do see that.
Over here on the right, the Grail Knights have failed their charge.
Okay, Peg Knights
Knights have rallied. The Grail Knights failed their charge, and they move forward. And of course, they have to go directly. So now they're trying to block themselves with the impassable terrain in front of them. And I decided to try to keep the.
Should be okay though, right? They're an inch away, and
I think they can wheel and go towards the straight north. Straight towards that spear unit.
Yeah.
They cannot go at the Queen's Guard on the right. They can't wheel enough to get. Once they wheel enough to get past the impassable, they're not going to hit them.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
the pictures always make things look
weird. It makes it look a little weird. But so anyway, brought my yeoman up to stop the Flame Wardens from crashing into the side of my knights, my Grail Knights, and he can't even try the long charge at my Knights of the Realm unit in the center because he'll have to hit them and then head off to the middle.
Right.
Got that. Better picture of that. And up on the top left, the the one knight aspirant
is victorious.
He turns to face the sky sloop. He's got another shooter to get revenge at. My idea here was the sky sloop will probably ignore him. It might try to finish him off. Who knows? But my really idea was to go 16 and get around behind this hill and make my way to this token on the far left because that's something he's good for at this point.
Yeah,
by himself. In the center of the board on the magic phase, I got stone skin off on the this Knights of the Realm unit on the left.
The large wedge.
And that's gonna do it for turn 2. And my archers on the right, the brigands, took some shots and actually got a little unlucky and only killed one of the Queen's Guard up top.
Okay.
The guys...
How many of them can fire?
All of them can fire.
Okay.
The 4 that are on the far left, the 4 on the left of the unit are taking a -2, so they're needing 6s.
Okay.
But the other 6 need 4s. So I guess it's probably about right. Anyway. I wasn't happy with it because I wanted to see mass death on that part. But
get used to not seeing mass death.
Strength 3 is not impressive, even against elves.
Yep.
So when we checked, the spearman here in the back with the banner of Rima declared a charge. I think he needed an 8 to get to me.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't ready for that yet because I have nothing to counter it if he would have hit me.
Mm-hmm.
I've got stone skin up, so I'm not worried about him crushing me or anything, but I'm going to be locked in that combat for a long time, and I've got no one to help him at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So we just ran. We fled.
Okay.
You know what's really nice is the knights fleeing do not lose the blessing any longer.
Yeah.
That was a big change for me. The Flame Wardens came forward in the center to get rid of my chaff, and the other spear block, again with the banner of Rima, comes into my Grail Knights.
Okay.
So I don't have to wait for him. I don't have to go after him. He's coming for me.
There you go.
Because of proximity to the impassable terrain, he can only get 4 of his files in.
Okay.
But he is there. And that's going to do that. Now, the danger with these guys, both the spear blocks, is he has 2 strength buff spells, and they have the Banner of Rima.
Right.
So there's a chance these units can end up strength 6, which is scary.
Yeah, you wouldn't like that.
You are correct. You are correct. Strength 5, even strength 5 is bad enough.
Maybe I'll cast them on the Flame Wardens.
Yeah, because they need help.
Yeah.
So those guys moved up with a failed charge.
Don't catch you. Okay.
Yeah, plenty of distance. His eagle did rally on the back right.
Okay.
And there we go.
Oh, there it is.
His Sky Sloop moved down and picked off my last guy.
Okay.
The last aspirant. And my Duke intelligently made sure to stand within 6 inches of him, just in case.
Yeah.
But he did make his check. What else do we have? More pictures. Spearman came in and, did not get any strength buffs off on him. That's concentrated on stopping those, of course. So without the strength buffs, they came in at strength 4 against weapon skill, needing 3s to hit, 4s to wound. I've -2 to my save, so I've got a 4-up save followed by a 5-up ward. And he gets a wound through. Nothing major. I think we got 1 or 2 through back. We ended up losing this combat by 2,
really?
I think.
Wow, okay.
And standing. Yeah, we didn't do much to him. Don't want to spoil anything, but me rolling to hit and wound with Grail Knights is not my strong suit.
Okay.
So that's where we have that. Going into turn 3. So turn 3, the Knights, let's back up a minute so you can get a better picture of this. So the Knights here in the center are just full of choices. For one thing, which took all my restraint, the general can come out of this unit in the center, come forward into this unit in the back that has his mage in it. He can come forward, skirt this edge, and go into this unit.
Right.
Unfortunately, they're going to be steadfast for a little while.
Does he have a champion in there?
He does not.
Okay.
So, but I can't get all the way down to the end because I have to wheel a little bit as I get there and just clip this guy. So I was like, that's one choice, and I was really thinking about that hard. I got the Flame Wardens, which sounds very bad, so we don't do that. I can come in here and help the Grail Knights, but they're Grail Knights. They don't need help. They're not supposed to. My problem with this is I'm really scared that if I hit this and somehow don't get through it,
you're crushed.
I'm dead because this thing rolls me up. So decide not to take that chance. So what I do is I charge them across the frontage here, which is only about 14 inches.
Okay.
So
and that's a flank.
And there's a flank into this unit.
Okay.
And with that,
I guess you could have gone off the Queen's Guard also.
The Queen's Guard, I could.
Yeah, just
that's
far.
too far.
Yeah.
And if I fail that one, I'm dead.
Yeah, I'm saying that was your other.
So they have.
When you said you had choices, you can choose almost
plentiful choices with that unit. So I decided to go after this unit up here on the top left.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring in my Duke to help.
Spears aren't as scary in the flank.
They aren't. I mean, even this unit, going into the front of this unit, it's not the first round of combat, so they would not get their spear bonus. So either way, there's no spear bonus, but I'm just scared of not getting through that unit. Looking at it now, I mean, I should get through that if I have this unit in there, but I did not take that chance. So they swing out and go off to the left. You can see the Duke also made it in. The Peg Knights come up and they land there, which is going to stop the Flame Wardens from getting into my Grail Knights.
Into your flank. So it can't fit between the two.
Correct. And there's a better overhead picture. There's a better description.
Okay.
There's not enough room to fit between his spears and my Peg Knights, so he has to charge my Peg Knights, which I'm okay with. My unit over here on my Knights of the Realm rally on the left. The return fire from the Queen's Guard last round picked off one of my guys. Yeah, now I'm worried. I am still in the. You notice I killed the one on the right, so I am still in the ruin for cover.
Yeah.
Because at this range, he's -3 to hit me. Because the cover, that ruin gives you +2.
Right.
Hardcover and long range is -3, which is really nice for me. I'm happy. Moving on. So there we go. He also had, that's the Oaken Throne sitting up on his mage. There we go, smashing into that unit. And I get off the Summer Growth and get back to Grail Knights.
Okay.
So he stopped the Oaken Throne, or stopped the Oaken Throne, and then I heavy diced that one to get a couple Grail Knights back. It's only 2, but Oaken Throne only adds 1 to it, so it's not that great. Plus the wound, of course, you heal.
Yeah, they are expensive models.
But they're very expensive models, so it's fantastic. So we got that going for us. All right, in the combat with the Spearmen up here on the right with the Grail Knights, they managed to kill off the 2 I brought back. So we got that going for us. But we did kill a bunch of him. You can see we peeled off the back rank.
Okay.
So we're doing okay.
What are these 3 guys down here?
These 3 guys down here are this unit that's up here on the left. The unit up here on the left, we smashed them in the flank. The Duke came in on the other flank.
You made him run from the Duke.
Yeah. They fled. I elected not to pursue with this unit.
Oh, okay.
Because if this unit pursued, it would end up out here.
Okay. I was wondering if it was connecting with the Flame Wardens, but okay.
The Duke did pursue and didn't catch him.
Okay.
So actually he rolled like a 4 or something and couldn't even get through this unit. So these guys ran, and they were down to, 8 of them or so. And between the Pegs and the Grail Knights, they all went through dangerous terrain, and he went down to 3. So they fled all the way back to here. And that's that. Moving on. The only unfortunate thing is the Duke who pursued, because he pursued, I wanted to try to catch him, but probably should have let him go. The Duke tried to pursue, and because he failed, but he went 4, now he can't see the archer unit. If he would have stayed back about 4 inches, he would have had much better target arcs for next round.
Right.
But anyway, didn't think about that enough. And so there we're going to go overall into the bottom of turn 3. And the Flame Wardens come at the Peg Knights. Decide to smash them.
Okay.
Up on the top left, he's moving around.
Looks like he rallied his Spearmen.
The Queen's Guard.
Why are you being Skyped?
There. Why is my volume on? Another question. Okay. Anyway, so that's done. So, where were we? So the Queen's Guard turn and come forward, which makes me happy because that frees up my brigands in the back
to finish off those Spearmen.
Exactly.
Yep.
Now I can walk up within 12 of them. So, and that's pretty much it for the movement.
Or 15.
The Sky Sloop came forward some. Let's see if we get that picture.
Yeah, it's up there in the corner.
There we go.
Even better.
Yeah. And we move on to his turn. So, I think this is magic. Magic or shooting picks off 3 knights out of my Knights of the Realm unit here in the center. Trying to get some revenge. That you can see his eagle has come up behind the Spearman. That's what that base is back there.
Okay.
Getting positioned to play his chaff roll later on. And the Flame Wardens crush my Peg Knights. They kill him to a man.
And chop down all the trees in the forest.
Chop down the trees in the forest because they're flames.
Yeah.
My rerollable 9 leadership check on my general's unit fails, and they go heading off up here to the top of the board.
Yeah.
They used to be right here, if you recall.
Okay.
They were like, nope, we're done.
They want to make sure that Sky Sloop can catch them.
Luckily, it's my turn next time. If it wasn't my turn next time, it would be very bad. Over here, the Grail Knight fight, you can see he's killed 2 more Grail Knights again.
Yep.
I believe he got a strength buff off this turn. I couldn't stop it.
Looks like it killed another rank of guys, maybe.
But I killed a couple more guys. Not a lot, but I killed a few more guys. The interesting thing is, though, I'm getting, even though he's killing guys, I'm getting all my attacks.
Right.
Because I'm at the same initiative as him.
Yeah.
But it's just not, they're just not killing enough. The Grail Knights aren't. I'm just rolling not good. Anyway. Or this may be the turn he got healing water. No, he had healing waters off on this turn.
Okay.
That's what's helping him. So that was his turn.
So which way are the Flame Wardens facing? Towards your
Flame Wardens are facing
wedge?
Towards the center of the board,
Okay.
the big remaining wedge. Because
Okay.
now, when I'm down to 3, it looks like he's got the Grail Knights pretty well in hand.
Yep.
Especially with the General's unit piking off to the top left.
Yep.
You know, not able to come help him. So we move on to my turn 4. So my general, my general, the Duke up there on the top left, has his choice. He cannot see the archers, but he can see the Queen's Guard, and he can see the flank of the other 2 units. Well, I don't want to go on the flank of the Flame Wardens.
No.
But I do want to go at the archer, the Queen's Guard. So I'm going to charge the Queen's Guard. And he actually held. I actually thought he would flee.
Yeah.
He had room, and we checked. He had room if they fled to end up back here.
Yeah.
You know, and even a 12 wouldn't have taken him off the table. He had room to run, but elected to stick around. And I made the charge and got in on him. My general's unit up top rallied. The big unit of knights down here on the bottom left elected just to back up a bit and turn and face, get ready for the Flame Wardens.
Okay.
What I'm actually really trying. I'm thinking every once in a while in these games now. It's scaring me. I know he can't charge me, but my idea is to draw him down towards me.
Right.
Because I want to draw him away from this whole from everything out there. You know, and let these small units clean up stuff.
Right.
So we'll see. So that's my idea there. And those guys are in there. So my Brigands in the Ruin, which are never in the picture. Brigands in the Ruin kill 2 of the spearmen. The final guy panics, runs through the Grail Knights, makes his dangerous terrain, and ends up back here.
Oh, okay. Missed it by 1.
Still surviving. It's still a lot of points in that one guy.
Yep.
And actually, he is a banner because I killed his champion in the combat.
Yeah.
Up top, my general up top challenges BSB. You know, issues a challenge. There's no champion in the Queen's Guard. His BSB has to take it.
Okay.
And I do 1 wound. Yeah. One wound.
But they're not shooting.
What? They're not shooting, but I did 1 wound.
Yeah.
You don't understand. I did 1 wound.
How many did he do to you?
What?
How many did he do to you?
I got a 1-up rerollable armor.
That was the question. Is how many did he do to you?
He did none.
There you go.
But I should have killed him.
So you did infinitely more wounds than he did.
I should have killed him. And actually, I screwed up because, and I noticed this a turn later on the next combat. Actually, you know what? I didn't notice it till even later. I didn't roll my multi-wound.
Oh, really?
No. Because he should have taken minimum, even, it's D3 plus 1, right? Or is it D3?
D3.
Anyway, one way or another, I didn't,
okay.
Anyway, whatever. He's still there. The unit's still there.
And the trees grew back.
And the trees grew back. And I'm over good. I've got Healing Waters and Oaken Throne off on the left on this big unit. I'm just trying to throw spells. I got Oaken Throne off and then tried to regrow Knights. He stopped that. Tried to regrow the Grail Knights. He stopped that. So with my last 2 dice, I got Healing Waters just to grow a Knight back in this unit. The back left. So the Flame Wardens come forward. It's bottom of turn 4. He's looking at moving on to this on turn 5 and getting it on turn 6. So he does that.
Is that mage actually sitting there out there by himself?
This is not the mage. This is his Carnreg Tower, Sliver, whatever. Anyway, Sliver of the Blazing Dawn guy. He's floating out here in the field. Just hanging around. He got out. I'm not sure why he left this unit, to tell you the truth. Because he's facing north. He's facing up this way.
Okay.
Elsewhere, you can see up here, his mage has left the archers and ran out here to get out of arc.
Okay.
His eagle has come out from behind the spear unit, flew on over here. This guy rallied for the second time on a 5.
Okay.
At least this time there's a BSB nearby, but it didn't matter. He didn't need him. So, ensuing fight, the Grail Knights do start doing a little bit of work and get them down to just a little over a rank left. They're still passing their checks and sticking around, which is a little frustrating.
And your character up top?
My character put a second wound on his BSB.
Okay.
So, got that going for us. Going on to turn 5.
What'd your brigands do?
Brigands fired... What did the brigands do on this one?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you.
It doesn't look right.
Because I can't see what they
the
can
brigands
actually
have
see.
done.
Shot of the eagle?
I think they might have shot at the eagle.
Yeah.
I'm not certain what they did that turn.
Looks like the other guys are out of arc.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they did that turn, unless it was the eagle. Because I certainly didn't shoot at this guy with the 2-up armor in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, no, it's my turn now.
Okay.
Coming up,
I'm sorry, that was his turn.
That was his turn. My turn.
Up, yes.
So, my turn. I've got 2 characters and 1 knight left up here on this fence.
Okay.
And noticing the Flame Wardens are here in the woods, I've got a charge, a flank, and a banner. Sorry, if I don't take a wound, it's a second point for a big flank.
Right.
So I've got a 4 coming in. He's got a banner and 2 ranks. So he's down by 1 going in. And I've got, 2 characters and a champion coming in the flank of him. He cannot be steadfast in the woods.
Yep.
So he's, he's probably going to lose this combat by 3 or 4.
And if you can just...
And his BSB's on the top right.
Even if you just hold him up, he can't get to the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he doesn't like that, so he's like, I'm done. You can have it.
Okay.
So they head out. Now, the other thing...
Oh, these guys didn't charge him?
So I have a choice here now. They are not in arc of the brigands.
Right.
Or I would have pushed him back towards the center. He went too far. Because I would have loved to push him back in front of this unit of Knights of the Realm.
Right.
The Knights of the Realm could charge him. But if I do, that's going to push him out here, maybe through the brigands.
The angles, they would go through the brigands.
They would, go almost straight in front of them.
Okay.
Chances are, and even looking at it, chances are if they don't, they're probably not going to get in their arc again.
Okay.
And even if they do get in their arc again, then they're going to be here, and I'm going to push them out to here and probably not catch them. So I let them go, because I'm also eyeballing the objective, and this is turn 5. I've got to end this turn on it. So I do exactly that. Okay. I let them go, move up on the objective. The brigands come out here, where 4 of them can take shots at this guy. Okay. because that's a lot of points in that one guy.
Yep.
And these knights, they redirected.
The other ones are blocked by your cavalry.
What's this?
The other ones are blocked by your cavalry.
Yeah, okay. And the volley fire lets you shoot over equal size models. Right. They redirected into, must have been the eagle and failed. Not sure. Yeah, they had to redirect.
Who did they charge?
Unit. They charged this. They tried.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And they redirected.
I think they redirected into the eagle.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Not to that individual.
Based on where they're pointing.
Not to that individual guy.
No. So got that, and they failed that charge.
Okay.
So there you have that. My 4 brigands that moved over into arc did manage to kill off that last.
So you're happy about them. So
I am.
Hence your love of the
hence my love of brigands. Despite growing back more Grail Knights,
yes,
I still cannot kill these guys.
They didn't run.
They're down to 2 or 3. I don't know what's in there. It's just irritating.
Yeah.
And they don't run.
Okay. But you got rid of the Queen's Guard?
But the Queen's Guard, I did kill the BSB off. They broke and ran.
Okay.
And
you opted not to chase them?
Did I? Oh, no, this is what happened. Sorry. The knights, the general's unit up here in the middle, up here on the top middle,
Yeah.
redirected into the archers.
Into the archers.
And the archers fled all the way across here.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
So they double fled,
that
which
makes
made me
sense.
fail charge.
Okay.
So the Queen's Guard broke and ran. I overran, and at some point I chased them and
did
ended
chase
up
them, okay.
onto the Reaper up there.
Okay.
I don't know. No, they had to. I wonder what happened.
Did they just run off the table?
They were wonder. Oh, you know what? I think I held. Now that I think about it, I think I held for some reason. I held because as long as they ran like 3 inches, they were into the Reaper and then threw it and off the board.
Right.
So I elected to hold.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. Off on the left, the sky on his turn, the Sky Sloop comes up, puts a wound, puts a wound on this unit and kills my champion.
If you were lined up with the Reaper, why didn't you just pursue him?
Not sure.
Okay.
Don't know. I'm trying to think of why I wouldn't have overrun.
Yeah. You want him to shoot at you some more.
I did.
The-
The guys up are fleeing. Oh, I think it was because I saw where they fled to, and I wanted the choice. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't answer that question. So his last remaining, like I said, his Sky Sloop shoots off my last knight in my Knights of the Realm unit up top. His Eagle takes the dangerous terrain checks to come stop me. Well, it doesn't prevent me from charging anything, but it does prevent me from just picking this up and moving 16
Right.
on his turn. So his turn, the Flame Wardens rally, and they do not turn and face the Brigands for some reason. They turn and face into the center of the board. And he's also put a wound on my BSB up top. His Reaper that I did not pursue into for some reason that's unfathomable shoots a single shot and puts 2 narrowly misses killing my Duke. And again, I still cannot figure out why I wouldn't have charged it.
And you finished off the Spearman finally.
And we finally finished off the Spearman in about face. Turn around, face back to the Flame Warden's flanks.
Okay.
In his turn, the guy in the middle of the woods ran back and joined the Flame Wardens.
Okay.
So he's hiding back in there. So
You can see what Graham Light's the flank are like.
Grail Knights to the flank of Flame Wardens. How bad could this be, right? All right. So anyway, so Grail Knights into the flank of the Flame Wardens. We'll see how that goes. And that's going to be... Oh, and the Duke up top with 2 wounds on him decides to get revenge on this Reaper that he did not chase last
There you
turn.
go.
I can't imagine I chased him and rolled 2.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like I ever moved. Anyway. So...
Were you trying to wrap up the game quickly at the end?
Yeah, apparently I missed a picture or 2 here.
Yeah.
So what happened is... on the other thing I did on that turn was when the Grail Knights came into the flank, I brought the General and BSB up here into the center of the board to make sure they were within range of everything.
Okay.
So that all the units around got the bubble.
Did you charge the eagle?
I charged the eagle and killed it. And I picked up the token on the beginning of the turn, charged the eagle, and killed it.
Okay.
The Grail Knights, one thing I omitted in my calculations was the guy that used to be here in the center of the field went back and joined that Flame Warden's unit. Yeah. So I charged into the sliver of the Blazing Dawn.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
Which he hit me on 2s, so his 4 attacks became 8. And luckily, I survived only losing 2 Grail Knights.
Yeah.
Before I go.
Right.
The rest of the Grail Knights attack and did not get a single wound through. With the wards and failing to hit and wards and everything. Did not get a single wound through. So the Grail Knights broke and ran.
Yeah, it's bad luck, but okay.
He did not pursue me.
Of course not.
Elected to sit where he was. My Brigands made their check since the General came up beside him.
Right.
And then in the bottom of turn 6, you can barely see up top. In the top of turn 6, I've killed the Reaper and overran into the archers.
Into the archers, okay.
Bottom of turn 6, he charged the Flame Wardens into the flank of this unit guys. With his holding the only token that any unit has on this game. And I didn't take a picture, but this didn't go well, understandably.
Now that character in there.
The character's in there. The unit goes in there. They all pounded me. They killed me to a man, except because of where she is, he could not direct any attacks on the damsel. She fled and escaped.
Okay.
So at the end of turn 6, I had her left for half. I had the fleeing Grail Knights for half. I did have my General BSB and my Duke. So I had 3 of my 4 characters alive and well, and 1 at half.
Right.
And half the Grail Knights. So, yeah. And the Brigands, of course. Yes. The Brigands lived.
The Brigands lived.
So,
some big points there.
We added up the points, and I did not take a picture of the point totals, but it was a 10-10 game.
Oh, wow.
So, then I get a text message from my opponent and says, oh, by the way, you remember this charge? I said, yeah. The Flame Wardens cannot flee a charge. So when they fled out of the woods and got to there, those 3 models up top should have caught them and killed them right where they were. Well, who knows what would have happened. They should have been able to charge in and engage them. Which would have left, again, like I said, the next turn is when the Grail Knights crushed people and finally got busy. Right. But anyway, who knows what would have happened had they been able to do that.
Right.
But we don't know. So they could not have fled. So based on what we talked about briefly, probably would have been a 15-16 to 5 or 4. 4 or 5, not 5 or 6 like it says, because I can't add. Because I would have had this entire block here on the left would have been alive. My Grail Knights would not have been at half. My mage would not have been at half, and I would have had the objective.
Right.
If what we thought would happen and the Flame Wardens died from this. But then, of course, that leaves this guy free to do whatever, and who knows?
You don't know, because you don't know how the dice were going to go with the Flame Wardens.
Correct. So. I mean, the dice may have done the same, but even with a again, even with the 0, even if I come in and do 0, I'm probably going to win by at least 1, and he, you know, it's whether he makes his test.
Yeah, it's a question of if he passes.
It's all dice.
His test, yeah.
But we don't know. But like I said, so when he texted me, he said this is probably what it would have ended up being. But again, would have had to play it out to see. Even as it was a fantastic game. It was fun. I had a good time with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm liking the Equitaine again, and I like Druidism.
You like Druidism?
I went through 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. My 8 Grail Knights turned into 15 during that game.
Yeah, no, it's nice to grow back Grails. There's no question about that.
Yeah, especially at the price they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of liking it. Like I said, there's certain armies out there that I dread facing.
Right.
With this, the Skaven AP army from hell or whatever is the army that terrifies me the Vermin Swarm.
Yeah.
Terrifies me at the moment, but you know, I'll have to play it and see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm sure not well. There's a couple Vermin Swarm players in our group that I could try it against and see how it goes. My next opponent, I'm not sure. I know who my next opponent's going to be, who I'm playing Wednesday night, but I don't know what army he's going to be. I don't know if he's going to have demons or ogres. So we'll see how that goes. It'll be another test for this army.
Yeah.
But anyway, fun game. So, like I said, 10-10 the way it led. I like Equitaine, and I love Brigands.
There you go.
Brigands are not my favorite unit.
So we'll see.
You'll see what I'm talking about later with this.
Oh, okay.
Anytime anyone pays any attention to them at all, I'm sure my opinion on them will change greatly.
Well, they have that fantastic leadership. No, I like Brigands.
And they got the big armor save.
Yeah.
The other thing that's really interesting about them is, though, if they can hang out near a knight unit, they can borrow their leadership, which makes them a lot better. And they also get a bonus to their movement.
Yes.
It's +1 advance, +2 march.
Yeah.
So now they're marching 10 and, somewhat keeping up. March 10, shoot 30. It's fairly impressive in my book. Right?
Yeah, I mean, they're not bad for removing chaff, and I like them, but...
Yeah, we'll see how they do in the next couple games.
Yeah.
But this is kind of the list I'm looking at, running something. I mean, so far I've liked this list. It's one of my... The Brigands go against my... everything I believe in. It's not an all-mounted Equitaine list.
There is that.
And I'm not fielding a trebuchet.
Yeah.
I mean, I could pull the Duke up top and replace him with a pair of trebuchets. Almost. I would have to shave another knight somewhere to round out the points.
Yeah.
But I could pull him and add the 2 trebuchets.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know that it's... I don't know. Don't know that it's a better deal.
Yeah, they can do wonderful things or they can do nothing. I'm a Scorpion fan myself, but...
I guess that's the other possibility. But I like having the 2 Dukes. I like having that Duke up top that can run around and just do stuff.
Yeah.
Be a hero and ride around by himself. Which is probably not the good way to run him, but it's the way I run him.
Yeah, I like having the characters to help with the grinding if they're not flying around on something. Yeah.
Yeah. And his purpose is not really... He's not a grindy guy.
Right.
He's a charge in and smash something and then get out of it. So, anyway. All right. Well, we'll see how it goes in the future.
Till next time.
Thanks for listening.